What will happen if we lose technology for one day? Hello guys, how are you all today? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am glad to have you here once again. We are here with another amazing video for you. I am sure you found our previous posts very amazing. We promise this one won't be less. Technology plays a major role in our lives, and most of us may find it hard to remember a time when phones, computers, tablets, and other devices weren't a part of everyday life. While technology certainly makes life easier and more convenient, many wonder whether or not our society is too dependent on technology. Our smartphones, giant spaceships, rockets, robots, and the minor digital gadgets we use in our homes are some of the things technology gave us access to. Does technology only involve the use of these sophisticated devices? The answer is no. Now listen, and make sure you do not miss this. I'm about to change your perspective about what technology really is. Technology is the sum of any techniques, skills, methods, and processes used in the production of goods and services, or in the accomplishment of objectives, such as scientific investigation. It also refers to methods, systems, and devices, which are the result of scientific knowledge being used for practical purposes. So basically, everything that enables us to conveniently execute our aim and objective, anything ranging from language, sound, or even holding a rock to use as a tool, is called technology. Unfortunately, we focus more on the devices and we ignore the methods, systems, which are all the result of scientific knowledge being used for these purposes. I believe you now have a broad understanding. Now imagine this, you wake up one day in a world without technology. All the computers on the planet just disappear. First of all, you'd wake up late because your smartphone alarm no longer exists. The whole city is in total silence. Everyone is trying to figure out what is wrong. No vehicle is moving, no power supply, and everything just seems blunt. Once the initial shock of the situation wore off, you'd start getting ready for work. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to turn on the lights, shower, or brush your teeth. Why? Power, gas, and water are public utilities run by massive computer systems. Now, the big question of the day is what will happen if we lose technology for one day? Grab a coffee as we dig into this interesting show today. According to a study by Penn State, it was stated that 77% of society as a whole relied too much on technology to succeed. Can we say we are too dependent on technology? The answer is yes. In today's society, people use technology in business, education, and in the entertainment world. Almost everything that we do and every aspect of our life is affected by modern technology, with computers at the top of the list. A large number of people are obsessed over computers. We have the computers to do everything for us, so we don't have to use our brains anymore. People are losing their jobs due to the computers moving into the workplace. They are making society dumber by the day. Society today is too dependent on computers because we use them for everything. We don't have the social interaction that we once had, and technology makes us lazy. Here is a list of what will happen if we lose technology for one day. 1. Over 1.97 billion lives would be lost in less than 24 hours. In this day and age, almost every single person uses technology in some way, shape, or form to make life easier. In fact, worldwide, 6.66 billion people use the internet and benefit from it tremendously. It makes their professional and personal lives much easier. That means that we're online more than ever before, whether it's to call a friend, check a train time, book a holiday, pass the time, or even save a life. It's safe to say that Reason Digital couldn't operate without it, that's for sure. For many people, going without the internet even for a few minutes is unthinkable. But if it did stop working for a single day, the impact might not be what you'd expect. 2. Global starvation. For the vast majority of the human race, it would mean starvation to those who did not die of thirst. Most of our species is urbanized and depends on transportation to bring the produce from highly fertilized farms or even mechanized food packagers to the stores. Even places that are not so urbanized depend on high levels of mechanization to maintain their population with adequate clean water and sewage disposal. The die-off would be shockingly rapid. There would not be survivors enough to burn, let alone bury the dead. 3. Millions of people will be in debt they can never pay in their entire lifetime. Investors and big companies who depend solely on technology will lose almost all their money. Forex traders lose their trades, and those who had their money saved in banks no longer have access to it again. 4. There would be a mass die-off in most of the first world countries and most of the world. As technology can be roughly described even as pottery, the wheel, and basic metal, wood, and stoneworking, we would all be left outside with no food or tools to produce food. Only those that know ancient tool-making such as flint knapping and how to build a bow, hunting and gathering would have a chance in this new world. 5. Massive destruction. Imagine being on the top floor of a building when this happens. That is a long way to fall when technology suddenly disappears. Also, anybody in cold areas would be screwed. Assuming that it's also not possible to make technology, nobody could make tools to hunt or fire to keep themselves warm. Nobody could tie anything together since any vines or plants or whatever disappears as soon as they are used. It would be a really, really tough day. Ultimately, most of the population would die from contaminated and untreated water, and food as well from diseases we could no longer effectively treat. Others would die from exposure to the elements since most modern homes, as well as clothes, would have simply vanished. The next day, technology suddenly reappears and people move back into houses and try to sort out what just happened and loot stores and stuff like that. I suppose that life would move on and society would rebuild, but it would take several decades to repopulate the world and get society back to where it was. 6. Improvement of Earth's climatic condition. It would be wrong to think that the effect of sudden disappearance of technology will all be negative. Technology also has affected us negatively in so many ways, so its sudden disappearance should also do us some good too. Since there will be no discharge of harmful gases and several other substances into the atmosphere, global warming, water pollution, and land pollution ceased for a while, giving the Earth a little more time to regain some of its lost strength. This will be all for today's video. Hope you guys not only enjoyed it, I hope you found it educating too. Let me know in the comment section below. If this is your first time on my channel, do well to subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.